Yo, 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 people, and welcome to the 30th episode of Three Men and a Vape Show. Unfortunately, tonight we haven't got the wonderful Salford. He is not very well, as you might have seen on Facebook and on the social media side of things. But standing in from him, we've got another bro from another mother, the wonderful Vaping with Mo, bro. Are you all right, bro?
Very good indeed. How are we all?
He's the lad from the start. He knows what his shizney is.
I do indeed.
We've also got the normal and the wonderful, again, my brother from another mother, Simon, Mr. Coily. How are you, brother?
Very well, thank you. Suffering from cat scratches. I've got two that hand and that hand. We decided to have a cat. We got a big fluffy ragdoll cat, so I booked to have her haircut today.
Oh, but that was nice.
I tell you what, it's good that we haven't done this another couple of hours earlier after I've had a couple of beers or a couple of hours later.
The immaturity was urging to get out of me there, and so what I've been doing. But anyway, I had to hold the cat down while the grooming lady shaved all its fur off. But the cat didn't like it. So.
I know where that was going.
Yeah. So it was
set me off. So the cat, why do you think it was scratching it?
She's got like now a complete skinhead all over her body, literally a skinhead all over her body. So she's got this.
Shaving pushy now.
She's got this massive head of hair now as well. So
it's like Mr. Bigglesworth.
Yeah,
Bigglesworth.
I'll see if I can find a picture of her.
Calm down. Get out of there, biscuit. We'll go straight as well. We've got a couple of wonderful guests, some really good mates of mine. We've met up from like the first expos I ever went to. Chris from True Vapor, absolute fantastic reviewer, spot on, really nice bloke. Great Facebook group. If you're not on it, please go over to the True Vapor Facebook group, and also the Misfit one. We will get onto that in a second. We've also got Grizzly Sean. Another absolute fantastic bloke. I've had such a good giggle in through the expos. It's nice to see you guys. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm good, man.
Very good. Thank you for having us
Good to be here.
on.
Thanks so much for coming on. Honestly, thank you so much for coming on.
That's no problem at all.
No bother at all.
Hey, Bill.
Before we do a little bit of the buffet, we will go down and shout hello to people. We've got the wonderful Mo Bro. The wonderful, if I press that, yeah. UK Andy, nice to see you, brother. Hope you're okay. We've got the wonderful Bill Richards. How are you, brother? Hope you're okay. Captain Coily's in there as well. We've got JP Vape Review. Lovely to see you, bro. Craig Campbell. I think I should just press him. We've got Dion. How are you, brother?
Dion.
We've got Mark and M. Always nice to see Mark and M. We've got Grizzly Vapor, Puffin Billy, Shane Foster, Matty Chandler. Nice to see you, brother. Long time no see. The wonderful Bill Richards. He's on for a bit of Tucker. We've got Emily. Chris Grimes, absolute fantastic coils, people.
Yes, I need some more.
The really good coils. We've got a wonderful showman, Chris Hill, and I think we're about done there.
Yes.
We will wait for the actual notification to go out. So we are at the beginning of the show. Let's do like what we normally do. Let's just have a little look what other people are vaping on, and we'll go straight to the wonderful Mr. Coily.
Do you want to see a picture of the cat before I do that? I'll see if I can do this.
I don't mind seeing the shaving pussy.
Let's see that freshly
So
shaved.
I can't remember how to do this now.
I see red.
Yeah.
Mr. Coily is going in deep into his pornographic. Oh, here we go.
Let's have a look at that shaven posher. Oh man!
Oh, it's not gone. You've not gone full bald, have you?
No.
Oh, mate, why have you done that to a cat?
Because she's in the winter, she gets all matted up because she's really fluffy, not like her head. She's just a massive fluff. But in winter, she just gets real big mats and cotters in her fur.
There's nothing worse than when your pussy's getting all matted. Time for a shave.
She's getting all a bit tangled up and a bit massive.
So that's why she had to be done. But she's not impressed. She doesn't like me anymore.
I'm not fucking surprised. You made
I was just saying, don't blame her.
Yeah, she's like, I'm fucking freezing.
Oh, she's an indoor cat, though.
She is, yeah. Yeah, she
Yeah,
she goes out for the
Wants to be
toilet.
now, it's freezing.
Yeah, no, she stays inside all day.
Andy
So-
Summerfield.
Hey up, Andy.
Vaping on. I put a picture of this up on my on the coily group the other day. I love this thing to bits. So it's the Trilogy RTA on top of the Triad. But that Trilogy, honestly, it's just such a fantastic RTA. It really, really is. It's
Is this the one from
brilliant.
last week when you were driving on a night and then you went like this and you done it in the
No, that was the Zeus X. No, this one's got massive full holes on it. Absolutely massive.
Oof. Yeah.
So, but it's Flavour. Honestly, it's out of this world. I did get, because I put a photo up about 3 hours after I got it, and I said I'd have to use it a bit more. It does get a bit leaky, but I rammed a load more. I took it over to Bury Monday, Tuesday, rammed a load more cotton in it today, and it's not leaked a bit, so it just needs plenty of cotton. And it still wicks, even if you ram the cotton down into the wicking holes, it still wicks like an absolute dream. And the airflow, just so smooth. Absolutely love it.
Just to ask, Sam, what's the price tag on them?
I think you can pick them up if you were on one of the vendors' websites. So 30% off. So about $41.99 you could pick them up for. But I think they're about. I'm sure I've seen Vaping 101 for about 50. Was it 101? So somewhere I'm sure I saw for about 50 quid, something like that. So
I'll have a look.
they're not cheap, but it's so worth it. Really is. Flavour's phenomenal. The only other thing I'm vaping on is I'm still on the good grief, Vupu Vinci, but the Vupu Vinci X, which I showed last week, is miles bigger than the Vinci, but still like that. The one thing that I do like about this, I mentioned about the Vupu, the Vinci, just the normal Vinci leaking.
I have the same issue.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass to clean out the top of it. This one, the Vinci X, it still leaks in the top, but the pins are like spring loaded, so you can just put your bit of tissue in and just wipe that one's leaking.
I've had the same issue with my Vinci leaking underneath.
But it looks like it's coming out of the coil. I can't work out where it's coming from. So when you look at the base, you can see it there. Don't you see it?
Yeah.
You see that little drip on the bottom of the coil. It's like it's coming through the bottom of the coil. So not a clue why it's doing it. But I've just emptied the bottle. I've just got a new bottle to start. But I'm not vaping on elements for a change. Normally vape nothing but elements. But some of the nasty salt. I'm conflicted now because I hate anybody that says ASAP. I just hate it's ASAP. So I've got some nasty salt, grape, ASAP, 10 milligram Nick salts, and that's really liquid. It's really nice, but it's got a bit of ice in it, but not because I'm not a big fan of ice. But it's just a tiny little bit. It just gives it that edge. Really liking that. And that's it. That's all I'm vaping.
I've tried the regular. Like the short fill of that. I haven't tried the Nick Salts version of it though.
Nick Salt's really nice. It's really smooth as well. I'm only on 10 milligram. We had this conversation last week, didn't we, about 10 milligram and 20 milligram. But 10 milligram Nick Salts is enough for me, and it is a really smooth vape. Really nice. I'll just vape this now and start coughing.
A bit better. He's just coming to show. Have a good show, guys. I'll be there next week. Big love to you, bro. You get everything sorted. You know.
I can't bring myself to be nasty with you, Salford, while you're in chat. I need to see your face.
He did say before we come on show, he's like, well, Dave's not here. What can I do now?
No.
Lost.
You can pick up one of us if you want. That's no problem.
No.
Yeah.
We're used to it.
No, you guests have to be nice to you.
So we'll pass it over to True Vapor. Tell us what you're vaping on, bro.
I've got a couple of things. I got sent this off Stan, the Tenacious Unicorn. Absolutely love this. It's got the solid silver, everything, pins, everything. And
Is
then
that a new one, man?
Yeah, that's his new collaboration with Unicorn. It's compatible with the Ardent, and what they've done is Stan sent him a load of Ardents and got them coated to the colour of the mech.
It looks like it glows in the dark, that colour, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's almost glow in the dark.
There is only 3 colours. There's this green, there's a blue, and there's a pink. But it's a champagne pink.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Any beauty rings on there, or?
I'll quickly go over it. Right, so the Ardent goes into hybrid, as he does the Dreamer. And the button is a constant contact. all solid silver.
Oh, look at that little
And,
button.
and to clean it and stuff like that and adjust it, the bottom comes off. And it's... Can everyone remember the broadside?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can.
Yep.
the plate.
Oh yeah, it splits out. It's got
Yeah.
like a clutch system in it, so it splits out.
So everything is easy, accessible and cleaned.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah, I don't take it out of the house because I don't want to ruin the paint job on it.
they're a nightmare to get back in though. Those bits, aren't they? If you take
Yes.
them out.
Yes. And in that, sorry, Sean, I apologise now. But I've got Ole Bulu.
Bastard.
It's literally the last bit though. I'm savouring it. Literally savouring it.
No, don't just finish it like I did.
No,
What
no.
flavour's that? What flavour's that, Chris?
It's a banana caramel nut cake. It's by Coil Turd, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Very sweet. If you like a really sweet juice, but yeah, that is absolutely
I have
gorgeous.
to be honest, I don't normally like banana flavored juices, but that is unreal. Honestly, the banana's so subtle in it.
Yeah, it's not like a proper full-on banana into you.
So is it like a candied banana? You know, like you get candy banana. You know, when you get them ones that you usually get from shop.
Yeah,
It's not like them. It's like the American-style candy bananas. It's not like ours where they're all... It's like fake bananas, but yeah. And also, as well, I'm on the Lost Vape Orion Plus with the new coils. I'm really enjoying this. The coils last longer than the actual pods from the original ones. And in that, I've got a Sue, dragon fruit, Nick salts, and that. Also, I take this everywhere since I've got it, and it is the Druga Narada. This, to be brutally honest, before I even do the review, it is the best thing I've ever pod I've got. Charges in 25 minutes from flat to full. And
wow, look at
the
the
lanyard is your charger cable.
Yeah, there's a couple that have been like that, haven't they? Where the charging cable.
Yeah.
What's the one that Jay had, Mo?
Fuck, I can't remember.
He had it to measure his widget.
Yeah, it does come with a...
That must have been it. That's exactly what it was like. The landmark.
I
He
can't
had, like, a measuring
comes
thing
with
on
a ruler on the other side.
I'm not cool enough to use a lanyard.
it. I'm not either.
Right. When I'm at work and I'm in the
You
back,
just use a tape measure, do you?
Yeah, I'd use a
Measure
tape
yours.
measure on my neck. Yeah.
they don't do a tape
Fucking
measure.
nose like that. It's a
They don't do a tape measure my size. Pee Wee Herman size. But last but not least, I'm on the SQ top side with the Dead Rabbit V2.
I want one of those. I want an SQ.
There's only two annoying things that annoys me with it. I don't know if my camera will pick it up.
Got
A gap on the bottom.
Hmm.
And also, I don't like the way the bottle is. Wrong side. I have to keep turning it to use it, but that's just my preference. But in that, I'm using Humble Peach Pleasure, and that's me done. Sorry.
Right then, we'll go and pass it over to the wonderful Mobro.
Hello. I've only got 3 setups tonight. So I've got the Genie with the Widowmaker RDA on the top. In there, I have some Arctic Blast from V-Juice, one of the coldest liquids in existence. I don't know if my camera will pick it up, but it has menthol crystals on the top. Look at that. There you go. You can see that.
Oof, that's my kind of cold, that.
That's proper cold. That is proper cold. Next up, I've got the MVV with the Bonza 1.5 on the top. And in there, I have some blueberry cheesecake from Coilstar. It's like a budget shitty liquid that I've been tasting. It doesn't taste like any blueberry cheesecake that I've ever had. And then...
Is it more blueberry waffle?
Why? And last up, a little pod system that I am testing, which is the E8 I think it's called the E8 from Vape Ants.
Is this one everyone's saying that is the smallest pod?
Yeah.
Mate, fucking look at it. Look at that.
You just say
I tell you
vape
what, though,
pants.
the vapor that comes out of it.
Vape Ants or
I
something.
thought you said vape pants.
Vape Ants. There's the box for it. Vape Ants.
Vape pants.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought you said vape pants.
Stupid fucking name. It's pants. And in there, I've got some sour apple refresher from Strapped. 20 milligram Nick salts I've got in there. And that is
The vape
me.
that comes off of it, though, bro, isn't it? You give us a little bit of a show. The vape that comes off of that little tiny device.
Off there. It does put
It's
out a good...
impressive, that, like, isn't it?
It's like a little stealthy thing that you can put in your
Look at that.
shirt pocket, isn't it?
It's only stealthy till you inhale, isn't it?
Yeah, but it kicks out a good bit of... Yeah, it's a satisfying vape, but review is coming up. I've just got to do the final thoughts. All the table cam stuff is done, so that'll be up in the next couple of days. Shameless plug. But that's me for tonight.
That's what you want, mate. Shameless plug. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Come on, then, Sean. Show us your bits.
Show us your bit, Sean. Show us your bit.
Shows you a bit. I have to apologise for my lack of buffet because I haven't long been in from work and there's a bit of a rush. All I've got is my Red Splatter Keen by Tenacious Stan and Times Vape with Vapors Cloud Asgard on top. In there, I have some of Chris's juice, Smoggy Vapes Grape Ice, and that stuff is also called. It's not crystallized. This one, like last one I had was crystallized. One of Chris.
You did say you wanted it cold.
Fuck.
Nearly put my lungs through my asshole.
Yeah, I know. That's what this juice is like. How?
More,
And
you are speaking to a person who can vape WS-23 neat.
Yeah, I've done it a few times just for a laugh. Like,
Fuck.
it's not something I'd drip all day. It's not an all-day vape. Let's put that way.
Not recommended.
Yeah.
Sat there in ice cream headache.
Purple piss. Woo! Fucking hell. I've gone out of focus.
So is that your buffet done?
Yeah, it is. I
like that
That
blood
was
splattered,
nice and easy.
blood splattered mod though. It looks
It's
cool.
a little
as
bit
well.
like my ex-wife.
Yeah, it's a bit worn now, like, but I love it.
Yeah, it looks so
Keen.
cool.
I love the key.
Very nice. I like the way you can change the way you hold it as well. Like because of the swirl on it, you can adjust the grip to high and low and stuff.
You can-
It's really good.
You can
I
hold it
think
like
the
that.
biggest thing that I liked about it was having the different beauty rings
You can
on
hold
there.
it like that.
Different atties on top.
The Dreamer was the same because you can turn the Dreamer other way around.
Yeah.
Because they were both the same size.
We've got the Magma box, which is a lovely mod apart from janky buttons. On top of that, we've got the Mark X tank running at 30 watts, people. 30 watts. I keep banging on about it. It's absolutely corking. Brilliant flavour. Clouds for days. 30 watts, people. Absolutely lovely. We've got the new Tesla pod system. There we go. Have a little look at that one. Not bad. I've got that. The other one, I've got that mighty vape, fruity, shitty ice stuff. It's actually quite nice. In this one, I've got some Vampire Vapes ice menthol. Then I've got the. This is just like such one of the most weirdest mods I've ever seen in my life.
It looks ugly.
It's the Stars. Yeah, it's the Stars. Roger.
That's what I first thought. Where it was.
Robert Duck, Big Willie.
10-4, 10-4.
And in that, I've got some Vampire Vapes. I've got some Vamto, which is like Vimto, really nice. Then I have got the Blitz M1911 with the Wasp Nano on top with some absolute corking juice. This is beaut. I'm not really into, like I've told you, like me sort of savoury stuff, but this is off the record liquids. This is the strawberry cheesecake LAMF. I ain't got a clue what that means. And I'll tell you what, you're getting the inhale of the strawberry, and on the XL, you're getting like the biscuit base, which is like a Graham's cracker, but you're getting that creaminess, the cheese, you know, like the cheesecake. Really, really nice. And then I've got the Zumex little pod that I'm testing, and that It's a 400-mile little battery, little stealthy thing. They sent me 18 of these.
What?
I've got one of those. Yeah.
Why have I sent you 18?
They sent me 18 of them.
One for every orifice.
By the way, I've given a load away.
He must have made some of his own if he's got 18.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's like one of them blokes who are really, really busy with 5 working officers.
So when he's DJing, I need something to prop my eyes up.
Well, I've got some blackjacks from Vampire Vapes in that as well. And that's roughly all I've got. Apart from, I want to show you this. I don't know if I showed it last week, which is the Vape Anywhere bag. So
I tried one of them at Expo.
There's mine.
So what you do is you
Can't believe you're getting your bag out live on air.
Good grief.
I've got one of them somewhere. They're amazing. They are.
Oh, the trouble is you start getting a bit of a rush, because you're doing that blowing in the bag thing, before you've actually got anxiety.
Yeah.
Is it like blowing a balloon? Where you're like,
yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, it needs one of those fucking at the bottom of it.
I can quite imagine it. Like, imagine sat there on a train doing it, and then all of a sudden you just leave it on the side, and somebody opens it up thinking it's nuts.
Where does the air actually come out with that?
A bit strange. You
Where
can
does
get
the air actually come out with?
it's the filter system, isn't it?
Discount code as well with Little Bro Vapes.
Do you know in that bag, where does the air actually come out when you're breathing out?
So when you're breathing out, there's a little gap at the side of the actual mouthpiece, so that's what it comes into. So as you take it in,
So it's blown back at you.
I just wondered if you could de-restrict it.
what, and proper go off your tits on it? That's what it just obviously blows into the filter and then comes back out.
Yeah.
Not bad if you sat there in a hotel or if you're actually you're on a train or something like that.
So what happens to vapor? Does it just
it goes into the bag and it goes into the filter.
But isn't there there's a use limit on it, isn't there?
I haven't had anything else from it that says what the usage limit is. I've got made in England, patent pending, sorry. Nothing else came with it apart from that you can buy some stuff from them on the tick. But it's actually really good. It does what it says on the tin.
It's good if you're at work and you can't vape and you have to go to the toilet and go.
Yeah.
I want to be saved.
Oh.
It works.
This is the part where Aiden just drops to the floor.
Big rush.
That fucking red mist starts.
That's a proper head rush. So let's do like what we normally do. Go over to Mr. Coily. What have you got for us in the news, my brother?
Well, there was 2 or 3 news stories. We tried to look for one from Scotland, but couldn't find it. Probably the most interesting one. Good grief, that was easy for you to say. Public Health Council lifts Massachusetts ban. I'm not sure if I've said that right on vape sales. So Massachusetts statewide ban on the sale of vaping products was lifted Wednesday by the Commonwealth. I heard laughing. That's the sort of laughing that I usually get when Aiden and Salford are doing the stuff behind the camera. But,
Anything, is there?
Nothing happening. No. It was lifted Wednesday by the Commonwealth's Public Health Council, but that doesn't mean all products will be back on store shelves for nearly 3 months. Bastards. For nearly 3 months, stores like Vape Daddies in Newton have been looking forward to the ban coming to an end. A sign taped to window of the storefront Wednesday welcomes customers back. All of your favourite vape devices and tobacco-flavoured e-juice, no flavours, will be back on December the 11th, 2019. The Public Health Council voted Wednesday to repeal the emergency ban on the sale of all nicotine products. Then members will vote on regulations to implement a new tobacco control law that was passed this month. The law bans the sale of all nicotine vaping products now done to be sold only for on-site consumption at licensed smoking bars. It also restricts the sale of vaping products with high levels of nicotine to licensed adult-only tobacco stores and smoking bars. There's a bit more, but it says possible new regulations could include requiring the stores to post signs warning of the dangers associated with vaping, and rules that would require vaping products to be kept behind the counter in convenience stores and shops that allow customers under the age of 21. Just actually on an aside, I was just on reading on those having to put pictures up of or notices up about the dangers of vaping. I was watching the news before I came on tonight. And they were saying on there now they're talking about actually putting on chocolate bars and stuff like that. How much exercise you have to do after eating that chocolate bar till you've got rid of the calories that you just consumed. So, yeah.
No good round here. Half the people around here can't they can eat chocolate.
Yeah. So I think that was an interesting one. So it's sort of come back a bit, hasn't it? But not by much.
Chocolate.
So Massachusetts have now said, Simon.
Massachusetts have now said that what they're now lifting. Have you not listened to anything I've just said?
Yeah, they're now lifting it. But I thought they'd actually proper gone against what they were going to do.
Yeah, they did, because me and Grizzly, we speak to all the vapes a lot. And you've got Sean Typhon, Vapor Wagons are all from Massachusetts, and they were fully into the ban. But like you say, there's a lot. There was a lawsuit went in, and now they've lifted it.
Lifted it, but with tighter rules, haven't they?
Yeah,
I know really wanted, because there was people actually having to travel to the border, weren't there, to get vape stuff.
Yeah. I obviously, we were on with Nick from Daily Vape TV, and he's saying that his store's just outside of Massachusetts, isn't it? And the amount of people that are coming over there is massive. But the bit that we've mentioned plenty of times on all the shows that we've been on is the fact of them poor buggers in Massachusetts who had vape shops that absolutely closed them down within like 2 or 3 days or 2 or 3 weeks, had to sell all the stuff, put the keys into the rent, and pay whatever else they're going to pay up. Have now got it where they can sell the flavors.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
It's crippled them. That's what it's done.
Yeah, definitely.
There's got to be something where they can now go to government and claim on this
For compensation. Yeah.
You would imagine so, wouldn't you? But you know what governments are like.
Yeah. What do you think, Simon? Do you think do you think they'll come a way around it where they're not going to take the responsibility, or?
I don't know. You said, as you just said there, you know what governments are like. You're fighting the government, and I wouldn't want to be negative or pessimistic, but chances of actually getting something in against the government are fairly slim, aren't they? Christ, I don't even listen to Joe Public full stops and the millions of people that tell them to do something.
It's very strange you're talking about this. I've actually had tonight, literally Ed Miliband round my house, and I'm not a big fan of Corbyn, so I'm not really bothered about what anyone else thinks. I'm not
sorry
about that, but I'm not a big fan of Corbyn. So I explained why I didn't. So the bloke said to me, he started talking about the US.
Big fan of Corbyn. That one.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. As soon as I started mentioning Diane Abbott, they walked off.
What's happened to Diane Abbott? Where's she gone? Where's she disappeared to?
With half a brain cell they've actually got, it's the best thing they've done is keep her out of it, because she comes out with some right corky. She can't even count. If she goes past 10, she has to take her shoes and socks off.
We had Ross Kemp up here for Labour.
Ross Kemp, as in
the actor. Ross Kemp.
What's he called? EastEnders, what's he called?
Grant
Mitchell. Grant Mitchell.
Yeah, Grant Mitchell off EastEnders. He was up in my neck of the woods promoting for Labour.
Ross
Kemp.
Gangs.
Yeah, he used to do the gangs, yeah.
Bloody hell. We don't get anybody like that.
He's done really bad prisons as well, hasn't he? Where he's gone into horrendous prisons and that. And
oh, yeah, he's done some brilliant stuff. The bloke started off, though, which was quite strange. He were on about America and about minimum wage. I said, yeah, it's okay to have minimum wage, making it a lot bigger than what it is now. But if small companies can't afford to pay the small wage, the minimum wage, how does it work then? And then I reminded him that Labour brought in 0-hour contracts. And then he said he denied it. He said it was actually Conservatives who brought it in. But it was brought in 1998, which I'm sure that the Labour were in 98, weren't they?
I have to Google this now.
I think Labour was over in 98. Conservative was till 97, wasn't it? Sure it was.
No, you had Gordon Brown, which was after Blair, wasn't it?
Sure, Blair took over in 97 or 98.
I think the Conservatives came in 2010, didn't they?
See, the friend of mine the other day was saying, I was talking to, because he's still undecided over in Lancashire way. And I was saying to him, he says, who are you going to vote for? He said, I don't know yet. I honestly don't know whether to vote Labour or Tory. He says he had the Labour MP come round to his house. I know we're getting off vaping onto politics, but he said he came round to his house and he said to him, I think they've got a big thing about Greenbelt round Bury and what they're going to do with it. And he said to the Labour guy, so what's your policy on Greenbelt? He says, well, we've done this, and this in the past years. He says, well, yeah, but what are you doing going forward? What's the future? Well, we've done this, and this. He says, every question he asked me, he says, we've done this, and this, but he couldn't tell him what they were going to do. Couldn't tell him.
Sorry.
Like
that, I was saying you'd get a lot more people, obviously, around our area. Whatever you think yourself is down to you. Whether you want to come out of Brexit, whether you want to stay in it. But the thing is a lot of people around here voted to come out, and I think that's a Labour government that's saying that we'll sit on the fence and wait and see if we get in, because they can't then get the votes like the Lib Dems are trying to do. We'll do a second referendum. But you're diluting votes. I personally think a lot of them, I wouldn't want to vote for any of them.
I don't trust anyone.
No.
I don't trust any of them.
Where it was Labour that brought in the 0-hour contract.
Yeah, and he sat down there at my door and the bloke lied. Sat down and he said it was the Conservatives. I said, it wasn't. You brought in, so you're talking about the minimum hour contract.
They all lied, don't they, to be fair?
All right, Danny.
Big love, MBK. Where do you vote as a person? You sat down there as a middle-aged man like Mr. Coily. Where do you vote?
I usually vote Labour because up in the northeast, that's what the generation did because of the industry that was up here. So obviously the coal mining, the British Steel, so all the labour workers. But I done that because that's what my family did.
Yeah, we
for
did.
Years and years and years. But this year, I'm not even voting.
No, I'm not.
Is the trouble though? We out voting, then you're not contributing into what we need. Do you want to carry on with the Conservative government? The thing is, it's like that as well. One of the bits that, and I'm going to get slated for this, but some of the things that actually Boris has said, I don't actually mind. But obviously, I'm a Yorkshireman, and obviously what we're happened around here with the pits as well. And my dad were a miner, and you don't vote like that way. But I don't think Britexit's the idea either.
Yeah. Mo broke. So I was watching the news tonight. They were saying Wales has always been a big Labour, big Labour seat, and they're saying now it's there's the potential for a massive shift in Wales tomorrow. So so whether it'll be. But you listen to the news again. You listen to the media out there. What they're telling you.
That's what they say, but we'll find out what happens. We will find out what happens. I think it might. It's a possibility that it might be turned on its head, but who knows?
I've got a massive feeling it's going to be hung parliament.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we're going to sit down here with not having one side or the other way. And I'll tell you what, as well, there's not been very much talking about vaping in ours, has there?
No, I was just going to say that. How many vapors are there in the UK now?
Over 3 million.
3 million. So just think of all those. If you came out with a policy on vaping and said we're going to do the right thing, how much support would that get for you? If there's an interesting question for you. If Boris came out and said, "Right, I'm going to
scrap the TPD,"
yeah, scrap TPD. You know, we're going to get rid of the 2 mil limit. You're going to stop the limit on the bottle sizes. So we're going to go out pro vaping, get people stopping smoking. Had a good policy on health and making sure that doctors and pharmacists and everybody else were promoting vaping as a good way of stopping smoking. Would that switch your vote from Labour to Tory?
Possibly.
Can I just say something here? I actually don't think I would want people to scrap the TPD. I think the reason why the vaping has carried on so well in the UK is because we've actually got laws. I'd like them to scrap parts of the TPD, such as like the 2 mil tanks.
Exactly, yeah. So that's what
let's go back to the 30 mil bottles with nicotine in them. But apart from that, I'd like to have the laws that we've got, because I think if the US had them laws like what we've got, bring down the from the 50 milligrams. We were talking to Nick on Sunday on our show. People are going into his store asking for 70 milligram nicotine. Fuck. How can you vape 70 milligram nicotine?
You couldn't.
But going back to my point, would it swap your vote? Would it, if they came out with a policy, would it swap your vote from, let's say, for Aiden, for use of Aiden, if it was Jezza that was coming out and saying, I'm going to do this for vaping, would it swap your vote from Tory to Labour? I don't. Me personally, I'm sorry to keep talking, but I've got this feeling about Corbyn. I've been watching him and I've been following him for a lot of years. I remember him back in the 80s and stuff, and I really don't like him as a person. I'm probably a nice bloke to have a beer with, but there's just something there that you can't. I know you can't trust any of them, but
yeah.
Well, easy question though: would you have a beer with him if you can't pull a beer? Because I've been watching a few.
I've seen that. It's horrendous, isn't it?
I tell you what, he had more red on it than my ex-girlfriend. I'm telling you.
There was like that much beer at the bottom, wasn't there?
You can stick a flake in it.
Yeah. At least Farage can pull one and drink one. You know what I mean?
So you've done a very political thing there. You still haven't answered me fucking question. I've asked you the question twice now. Would it swap you there?
Not to Corbyn, no.
No.
What
about you, Mo, bro? Yeah.
No.
If the change
something doesn't gel with that bloke with me, something doesn't add up right there.
I think if they said they were going to really, really stick in with vaping and stuff like that, I think it would maybe it's not make me make the decision, but I think it would probably influence us towards that.
It would definitely make you think. But like, because I'm not, I try and avoid getting too involved with politics. So, in my honest opinion, if I was to make a decision right here and right now, I would rather put up with the TPD and the regulations that we got now than vote for him.
I suppose you could actually ask the other question conversely, couldn't you? If you did that, would it put other people who are anti-vaping and anti-smoking off voting for him? Because that could have the opposite effect too.
On the other side of the coin, you're right. Yeah.
What your thoughts are? Would you change your vote on tomorrow, which is obviously Thursday? Would you change your vote if there was something massively put out by one of the actual parties saying about vaping? Just from Phyllis Sardon, zero juice should be in 10 ml bottles and ban bubble glasses.
I agree with the ban bubble glass thing.
Why?
I have never used bubble glass on any setup that I've ever owned, and I've been vaping over 5 years, and I have never used bubble glass.
Why?
I just don't like it. I really, mate. What? Some people love it. They're like, when they buy a tank, they're like, I've got to have the bubble glass. I don't like it.
I'm the same with Simon, though, the Zeus X.
Yeah.
I find you have to have the bubble glass.
That isn't too bad. That does not look too bad, but I do not do bubble glass on any fucking setup that I own. No.
So more, bro. Are you going to have a go at your friend, then?
I refuse to comment on that. I'll tell him.
See, mine's practical. So I mentioned last week that I drive to Bury on a Monday morning, and it's if I'm lucky, it's an hour and a half drive. And the Zeus X will not see me that hour and a half across the motorway. And I ended up like I did the other day, being sat in a traffic jam, filling my tank up and filling it down the central rather than the fill slots.
I work in the security industry.
Well, I would have, rather than a bubble glass, I would rather have like a chimney extension kit and an extended straight glass rather than.
You mean like the Profile Unity?
Yeah, kind of.
You lose flavour there, don't you? The taller you make it, the more you lose flavour.
You do. Yeah, you do lose a bit of flavour. But I don't know, because I'm a builder, so I'd worry about dropping the tank and smashing the bubble glass because it's more exposed. But you can get your vape bands and stuff like that. I just don't like the look of bubble glass. I'm very fussy.
But didn't you just say that doesn't look too bad?
Yeah, that doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, but it's the capacity. If you're sat down there using something like, I'll just say the Mesh Pro, and it gobbles juice, and it really does gobble juice, and you need that extra.
Yeah, you need the
extra 5 mil, then it's down there at 2 mil PPD.
Wait there then, Sean. Show me your tank. Would you prefer something like this?
Which
Sean,
tank?
you need to leave it in your pants, though.
the one on your rule breaker.
That you don't need a bubble glass on that bugger.
You don't need a bubble glass on that one.
Yeah,
Well, I've sat down there and I've got the glass, and I love the glass. RTA version 2. It's just having a mod that you can walk around with it on, but you don't have to keep filling it up.
It is understandable, though.
Yeah.
I think that Hive holds something like
certain setups, you do need a bubble glass. But myself, because I'm very fussy. Like anybody that knows me personally knows that I'm very, very fussy. Everything has to look right, and I just don't like the look of the bubble glass. I'm sorry.
Have you got a slight little bit of OCD on it?
Sounds like it.
I wouldn't go as far as OCD. It's just I don't like the look of it. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but
I've got to agree with you. It does look fug ugly. But
some bubble glasses look fug ugly.
You had a setup going a little while ago, a tank with a massive bubble glass on it. Huge bubble glass. I can't remember what it was. It was months ago that you had it. And it was a tiny little tank, but it had a huge bubble glass on it. I was like, no.
It's like the Aquamaster that had it as well. And the
if you don't agree with me, hate me, it's fine.
No, we can't hate you more. We can't hate you.
I don't know. Maybe one day I'll have a setup.
Everyone has their own opinion and different preferences to vape.
Yeah.
But I'm the same with Sam, and I drive long distance, and you do need a bubble glass, to be honest.
Oh, mate, I drove over 240 miles the other day, and I was using a dripper.
You need that. He needs that thing that Mark's got, Aiden. That thing that he has in his car.
Yeah, I've got an easy drip. I didn't fucking use it though. I worry about it falling off the window and going under my pedals.
That's what happened to Mark. We were sat there, me and Mark, and we were up. I think we were going to jam. And he went, chink, blunk, oh shit. Now, obviously, Mark's not the tallest of guys either, so he's trying to like fiddle around in his footwell, trying to fit. Not very good when you're doing 70 down motorway.
There's nothing worse than dropping your juice while you're driving, though, is there?
Well, no. Only trouble is the lorry drivers can watch you.
I've had it where I've tried to fill my tank up, and the end of the bottles come off, and it just went all over me. Like,
don't. This bottle here, right? This was 3/4 full, and I was, had a bit of a rough night's sleep, so I thought, fuck it, I'm awake. I'll get up and have a cheeky vape. And I unscrewed the lid to drip a little bit of liquid on, and the whole nozzle came off, and I wasn't paying attention, and I went to drip it on, and it dumped 3/4 of the bottle all over my mod. It was all over my carpet, my hands, fucking everywhere.
The worst one I had, we were on us way to jam. I said, no, it wouldn't be a bad one. We had the one by, I think it's Angsen. Is it Angsen who did it? The one?
Where did that go?
No, it was.
We'll be back in a sec.
Oh my God.
I know which one you mean, Aiden. I can't remember.
So anyway, he sat there and started auto firing.
Oh, mate, yeah. I
pulled the pod out and everything. It was burning my hand. The juice was boiling, and
didn't that happen?
On the weekend.
Didn't Puff get one, and it was firing in his hand?
I'm not quite sure, but probably knowing Pud.
Yeah, that mod that I got juice all over, that started auto firing on the weekend. I was just getting ready to go out, and it was sat on the desk, and it just started going. And the dripper was going wild. I was like, fucking battery door off, fucking batteries everywhere.
Well, I had that problem with the first. I know Vap. when that first came out, and they ended up having to send me another one, but that auto-fired, and it was just sat here, just auto-firing. Can you imagine? Like, obviously, we have a setup here of where you've got cameras and lights and bits, and you leave mods. So can you imagine just sitting down there and going to bed, and it carries on auto-firing?
Yeah.
My Red Phantom did. That started auto-firing.
I had the IPv6X. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
I had one of those, and I was tiling. A conservatory, so I put it on the windowsill of the conservatory, and that just started randomly auto firing, and I never spilt juice over it or anything like that. It just started auto firing, and the mod was red hot. It's amazing how quick your reflexes start going when something like that happens.
I had that with a Vinci, one of the Vincis that I got. Only one of them.
There you go. My missus has just said where I said about there you go. The missus was in the car with me at the time when I was filling my tank, which went.
Nothing worse.
Chandler's at it, and they say mechs are dangerous, little bro. You are right. They are a bomb, brother. They are a bomb.
There's nothing worse than getting your juice everywhere.
Well, no, especially if you're not pulling it.
That's awkward going down the motorway.
It is, yeah. That's what cruise control's for. Simon, have we got anything else in the news that we should be talking about?
Well, there was two things, and it flicked my mind when you were talking about the was it the like vaping in a bag thing that you had. There was two stories, which I don't know which one to do first. I'll read the letter. So this was the irishtimes.com. It was a reader's letter. It says, "Sir, the consideration good and bad highlighted in Paul Cullen's vaping article, Weekend Review, December 7th, which I've not got a clue what that was about.
That was a fucking fire. Woo!
Are noteworthy with one exception, which has not received a mention. I have every sympathy with smokers who endeavour to kick their addiction by vaping. However, every day I observe vapers puffing their pipes on public transport, in restaurants, pubs, shopping centres and the like, with no respect for non-smokers or public health. Some puff away, hiding their pipes, while others blow their vape with abandon in a heedless, inconsiderate manner. What a relief it is to be able to enjoy a drink or visit the above-mentioned without having to endure the cigarette smoke after the ban. Surely the time has arrived to follow suit by banning vaping in enclosed public places. Minister for Health, Simon Harris, take note, yours, etc., Tom McGelligot from Limerick." But then there was another subsequent story which I was reading from Scotland, which is basically saying vaping and mobile phone use at city bus station to go under review. Vaping and inappropriate mobile phone use. I'm not sure what inappropriate mobile phone use is.
Now people walk around instead of talking into the phone like that. They'll walk around like that.
Yeah.
It's FaceTiming, aren't they?
Are just two new issues that may have to be considered in a review of rules at Stirling bus station. Current management rules for the station are about to run out, having been in place since 2009. At a full meeting of Stirling Council last Thursday, councillors agreed to extend these for 6 months, so a review can find out if and how they should be updated. Council Services Manager David Hopper said the proposed management rules are a means of controlling antisocial behaviour. See, that's the thing that really gets to me. They're seeing vaping as an antisocial behaviour at a location where such behaviour is likely to occur. Without them, as a risk, council staff would have difficulty in enforcing appropriate standards of behaviour, resulting in damage to property and injury to persons. There's another bit that I'd read.
That's got to be one of the biggest things that us as vapers, especially us as hobbyists, people watching this, that is what we need to stop doing is blowing big, massive clouds in public. Fine doing it at home, but you need to start having a little bit of thought. We used to be able to vape in our sports bar, and that's right. You still do it in the working men's club, but you can't do it in the sports bar because people are blowing humongous clouds, and it's not what you need to be doing.
Well, most of the pubs in the town where I live, you can vape in all of them. They're pretty good, so long as you're blowing it down at the floor and not fucking belting massive clouds across the bar in front of people like I did once when I was a bit drunk, and did get a little bit of a telling off. But normally I blow it straight down at the floor. It's all about the etiquette of vaping, isn't it? Really.
Yeah,
This is it.
We really need to look at vapers is looking at this etiquette to help us along the way. I always blow me vapor down to the floor.
Yeah.
And unless there's nobody else in, I can blow it as wherever you want. But if the people are in, just blow it down on the floor.
Yeah, I do that even in the public. I blow it down, but you get these people who you walk behind you and they're going,
Yeah.
but you blowed it down.
I had somebody walk past me. I was vaping in the street, and like I said, I always blow it down. And it was a fairly windy day, so the vapor was like dispersing into the air and stuff like that. And there was a woman walk past me, and she actually pulled her top up like that, and she was walking past me, fucking doing this. I was like, we're out in the open in the middle of the street, and it was literally as soon as it was coming out my mouth, it was just fading out into the air.
It frustrates me because you get the people who smoke cigarettes and don't care for secondhand smoke. But when you're a vape and you actually consider yourself people, they're like,
well, this is what we were talking about this on Savs a few weeks ago, and it's it's the fear of the unknown for people that have smoked for so many years, and especially the older generation. I'm not saying they're naive or anything, but a lot of people aren't familiar with vapor products and stuff like that. So, they see somebody walking down the street blowing a cloud. They're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And they think it's more harmful than it actually is.
I were on my way back from Expo and I were on the train. Sorry, Simon.
No, brother. No, carrying down. Fine.
I was coming back on the train and I'd got a little pen design with me, like that. And obviously, yourself, if you inhale maybe like 3 times, nothing comes back out. You're like 20 milligrams. So it was just, and I wasn't doing it like constantly. So the girl who I was sat next to, she sort of like noticed I'd out and looked at it. So I did it like 3 times. Nothing came out or all like that. So next minute, she's fishing around in a bag. She put 3 inhalers. 3 inhalers on the, them pull down bits. She put 3 inhalers. She never used them. Well, obviously, she was hinting of like, I've got asthma. You're now going to.
Yeah.
Nothing was coming out. All right, I shouldn't have been doing it because I was actually on a train, but nothing was coming out. Sorry, Simon. Go on, bro.
There were 2 things I was going to say. There's a lot of these people that are doing all this around you when you're vaping. These are the ones that you see in the clubs that want all the fucking smoke machine and haze blowing out so they get nice, pretty things and lights. Exactly the same stuff. Nothing any different. And but the other thing that I was going to say is I've completely forgotten what I was going to say now. So I've got sidetracked on me. The other thing that really winds me up is I see a lot of people in Facebook groups and things like that saying, I'm going to go and blow clouds. I don't give a shit. I'm just going to go and do it and go and blow it. You just think, it's like you said, a bit of consideration, a bit of respect. Do the industry a favour and try and show that you're trying to do something positive rather than just be, I don't give a shit. I'm just going to go and do it.
On that note, though, Simon, it's usually the kids.
Oh yeah, without doubt.
Younger kids, they're like, I don't care.
Do you find now, the whole fucking clouds thing, it's sort of died off a little bit now compared to what it has, 4 years ago when everybody was just coming into the sub-ohm scene and it was all about the clouds. It's sort of died off a little bit.
I think a lot of people are hammering the pod systems now, though, aren't they? There's not as big clouds now as there was then.
You're right, dude. Yeah. Definitely.
I think that's the big thing.
It's gone from being the big clouds, and I'm probably speaking for me and the people that I know, but it seems to have gone from being big clouds to finding the thing that's got the flavour. I've always been a flavour seeker. That's always what it's been about for me. I've never been one for clouds, but I think it seems to be getting more and more now that people are looking for something that's going to give them the flavour without, it's not going to cost them a fortune in liquid because they're getting through 10 mils every half an hour, blowing clouds all over the place.
The pod systems are relatively cheap as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
I've changed the way I've vaped because I used to go to these cloud competitions, so I would have my own certain setup for cloud comps, but then I would have a different setup when I was out and about. But now, since the pods and the AIOs have all come in, I always have this. Like, I always have a pod with me, so I know I'm not blowing big clouds.
I've won a couple of cloud comps and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, but it's. Like I was saying, it's sort of faded off a little bit now. And like Simon said, people are after, people have been converted more to flavour chasers rather than blowing the big muted flavoured clouds,
Yeah.
Especially now, like Sean said about the pod systems, a lot of people are going for the Nick Salt because they want to have the flavour. They want their nicotine fix, but they want it to be smooth and flavoursome as well at the same time.
Going on the nicotine salts, though, they need to diversify that. Like, a lot of companies are going straight in 20 milligram.
Yeah.
So some people find that way too harsh. Like Simon. Simon can't vape 20 milligrams.
No.
So that's another thing with that.
I've got to be honest, I haven't found a single pod system that I can get away with.
The clouds were when we went to the wattage race. You know, obviously we'd all been sat down on low wattage. As soon as it was like the race to 200 watt and 300 watt, and I think that's when the clouds sort of come in and your sub-ohm tanks and stuff. And I think nowadays it's not so much about the clouds. I think, like you said, it might be a little bit more for the younger age.
Yeah.
Certainly not myself. I'd rather a decent bit of flavour. As long as I'm getting that sort of feel.
Yeah. You've got to have a nice dense vape and good flavour. You know, I've got really really good taste buds, you know, like for picking out flavours and stuff like that. So, you know, I'd rather enjoy a nice flavoured vape than you know, just.
It's like easy question for you. Back in the day when you started vaping and to now, can you tell the difference between the juices?
I can, without a doubt.
Yeah, I can.
Definitely.
You know, I didn't really have juices when I first started. It was just like tobacco flavour, and you might get you were high, medium, and low. It were
I started on a cherry menthol. It was known as cherry mint, and I went back a year later thinking, "Oh, I'll try that again and see if I liked it." I went, "Ugh."
Yeah.
So my taste.
I was on a cherry cola. I started on a cherry cola vape, which was 24 milligram, obviously in a mouth to lung setup. I think it was in the, you know, the shitty pen type ones. So it tasted amazing, you know, compared to cigarettes. When you start off, it tastes amazing. And you're like, it opens the floodgates to, wow, I'm going to try this, I'm going to try that, I'm going to try this. But like you said, Chris, going back to a flavor that you remember being really good from, you know, 5 years ago.
It was absolutely right.
It tastes like you've been dragging your tongue across a freshly tarmac road.
We're talking. We've got the link in the chat for Chris.
Not that you've ever tried that, I hope.
We've got the link in chat for Chris's YouTube channel. Please go over there and subscribe.
Yeah, they're trying to get me up to 500. Bless them.
Please go over there. If you've not already subscribed to him, please get over there and subscribe to him. Let's start talking a little bit about yourselves. Obviously, we've been talking about different bits of news. You're a reviewer. You've also got your live show, which is the Misfits, which we'll get on to a little bit later on. And then we've also got your wonderful group, which is the True Vapors group as well. Talk to us, bro. Reviewing, where did you start?
Before I start there, right, I am going to show this, and this is how old I have been vaping for. Simon will know this.
I remember that, yeah.
It's the SVD by iTaste.
Some kind of strange lightsaber.
Yes.
Oh, God,
it's 18650, 18350.
Yeah.
And I had the Nautilus tank on it. But yeah, sorry, I had to show that. That's how long I've been vaping for. Reviewing. I got into the reviewing scene quite late, to be honest. I started off with a Facebook group first. I wanted to help people stop the cigarettes and stuff. Between me and the wife, we would smoke 100 cigarettes a day.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was really bad. So plus the story behind that is me and the missus were trying to have a baby. So we went for IVF and stuff like that. We got turned down for it, but we got tested, and the missus got told if you lose weight and stop smoking, you've got more chance of falling naturally. So the missus lost 4.5 stone, stopped smoking, and fell pregnant straight away. So I quit by vaping, and I've never changed since. So then I made the Facebook group, help people, and now I'm up to 5,700 members. It's just like a little family.
Little family of 5,000 fucking.
Yeah, you want to see the Christmas dinner?
I was just going to say that. You're going to need there, dude.
That's how I see it. Everyone in that group is a family member. If anyone has any problems or anything like that, we're always there to help anyone. And then I started getting the reviewing scene from going to expos and stuff. The missus hates me because I spend a fortune. I spend a fortune.
Yeah, we all do.
It's easily done.
Yeah, like I go to Vapor Expo and I could easily spend 700 quid and go, yeah, I'll buy that for review.
I think I spent about 1,200 quid in May or something like that. Something stupid. That was including other stuff as well.
That's including all the hotels and stuff. And then we started doing the show because Sean, who was on the show with us, but there's Matt, who can't be here, but he's bad as a dog. Both have Tourette's, and we do a show called the Vaping Misfits. We will get into that, obviously, as Aidan said later on. But yeah, I enjoy vaping and I enjoy doing reviews. But the hardest thing is for me is I work an average 72-hour week, and I work in the security industry. So it's hard to juggle reviews and work at the same time.
Purple power piss. Woo! Fucking hell.
So it is, mate, trying to get these reviews out. It's hard for anybody who's working that way and doing 70-odd hours. It is hard.
Yeah, it is. But I'm still always there for anyone who needs me and stuff like that in the vaping industry.
I've noticed you've got a massive, like you said, quite a close-knit set of friends. We'll go into a little bit about the Misfits. Sean, I know he won't mind me saying this, suffers from Tourette's. He's also got his friend, what's his name again? Friend? Matt, again. Now, the first time I met Matt and Sean, they'd just come back from a Chinese. They've been with Vape TV and also Jay, and they've been doing karaoke and bits and bobs. And little bro had had a beer, not like little bro to have a beer, and we sat down. And Sean,
you just had a couple, hadn't you?
Just a couple.
You know me, mate. So I actually just jokingly went, "Don't worry about it, bro. I've got Tourette's as well. You're all right." He says, "Have you?" And I didn't realise he got Tourette's. And mate, we had such a good giggle all the night. And then you came on the Sab show with me and Mo and the lads, and to hear underneath how everything, your day-to-day living of how you've got to control ticks and how certain things work was really interesting of how you had to deal with it.
This is like my safe space where I can just let go, but yeah, it's rough at times, you know what I mean? But I'm getting a lot better with it since Expo, if I'm honest. Do you know what I mean? Like, I used to suppress everywhere I went, and now I don't tend to bother, if I'm honest.
Yeah, with Sean, I class him as a Pringles, because you know the saying, once you can't stop. And that's Sean when he starts with his Tourette's.
Sean, sorry.
Simon.
Yeah. I work with a guy who's got Tourette's, and it's never an issue. I was going to say to Sean, then have you noticed? Is there an attitude change over the last few years? Because there's been quite a lot of media coverage of Tourette's, hasn't there? And sort of more exposure to it. It's not like a hidden thing like it used to be.
Yes and no. I think a lot of people know more about it, but there's still too many people that don't. Do you understand what I mean? I went out for a drink for Chris's missus' birthday, and I was ticking my head off in the bars and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because I feel comfortable with Chris and stuff like that. I don't feel like I need to suppress around him. And the group of friends that he was with were amazing as well. You know, and then I went outside and this guy said, "I think you're pretending." What? Do you know what I mean? Who in the right mind is going to run around shouting turtle tits wherever they go? Do you know what I mean?
Trust me, he was saying it all night.
That one's kind of gone now. I said, tuna tits. That's me one. But like I say, I was saying that all night, you know, and the majority of people were sound, you know what I mean? There was a few came up and talked to us saying, "No, I think I've got it. I've got like this twitch and stuff like that." But I mean, I think that there's still room for improvement. I think when it comes to knowledge.
When we did the live show on Sabs, I went away with it.
That was when we were just starting the show, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I got quite emotional about it because I hope you don't mind me mentioning this again. The story of when you were at school, that they actually put you behind was that right? They actually put you behind the screen.
So what they did was, obviously I used to be a bit of a handful. So like it got to the point at school where the other kids kind of knew what was going on. They didn't know what was causing it and stuff like that. But like they would turn around and say something like, "Oh, chuck the rubber at the teacher" or something like that. So all of a sudden I'd be sat there like this. You know what I mean? Not wanting to do, and then all of a sudden, whoom, boom, the rubber would be bounced off the back of the teacher's head. And then I'd be kicked out of the classroom. And what they ended up doing was putting me in like I can't even describe how big it was. It was probably about 1 meter wide by about 1,500 deep. With a blackboard down one side, and then my chair and my table behind the blackboard, and then the class on this side of the blackboard, me on this side. So I was like totally isolated from everyone. Do you know what I mean? It was rough, like I say. I mean, I spent most of my school like that. You know what I mean? No interaction with all the other kids and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? It was rough.
Is it? And this is a difficult question. So, when you've got your trips, if you're coming out with these funny things that you say, does it offend you if somebody laughs at that, or is that a good thing? Because it's always a difficult thing. You think
it doesn't me personally, but I know other people that would be offended by it.
Well,
you understand what I mean?
Simon, prime example. Sorry for interrupting. May Expo, right? There was Matt who goes round. He was going H's attract helicopters and stuff like this, and there was one guy there that turned round and went. Me and Sean were stood there, and he went like this to him.
Yeah, that was the Matt one.
So that to me is blatantly wrong. But if you know, it's like you say, if you whatever was your tuna tits,
he found out how wrong it was.
But it's like you say, you know, you come out. There was a guy on Facebook, wasn't there? I can't remember what he was called now, but he used to do all the nursery rhymes and things like that, didn't he, with his his tits. That's it. Yeah. And it was, you know, it was a sort of funny thing, and he did it as entertainment, and I didn't feel guilty laughing at it. But then it's like I said, it's always that, should I laugh or shouldn't I laugh?
The,
you know, if
the thing is, he does it knowing that people are going to laugh. That's the thing. It's not. I've got to be honest, right? From my point of view, I don't know his point of view. I don't know him. Do you know what I mean? But from my point of view, some of my tics are absolutely fucking hilarious. Do you understand what I mean? Some of them are hilarious. Some of the stuff I come out with has me cracked up. So it would be wrong of me. It would be wrong of me to be offended if someone else decided to laugh with me. I mean, don't get me wrong. If they sat there blatantly taking the piss, then I'm going to be annoyed. Do you know what I mean? But like I say, that's what I've found in the group of friends. Well, Aidan, for instance, as well. You know, totally comfortable with him at my expo. The whole group of people just made me feel so welcome. And Matt will tell you the same. The other guy who will do the show with Gruff, he'll tell you exactly the same. You know,
you can't not laugh at it. The thing about it is I find things funny, and I wouldn't want to suppress what I do find it funny because it's obviously funny. Some of the things he comes out is absolutely hilarious, but I'm not laughing at him. Because he's normally laughing with you.
No, that's it.
He's normally laughing.
Which would you rather have? Which would you rather have? A little giggle or an awkward silence?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? Because there's people, every now and again, you'll get people like, it just stops everything. Do you understand what I mean? Like,
if anyone watches the show, I might come across that I'm a bit of a, I love to wind them up, but I know the trigger words and stuff. I know Sean doesn't mind me doing it, but there is days where he'll come in from work and he's been suppressing all day and he's that fatigued. I'll literally just set him off, like, for example, tickle a wick and flick the beam.
Ow, pat the twat. Fucking hell.
Stuff like that.
If you've been sat there, you told us stories about, Mo will remember this, you went to different people's houses and stuff like that, and you know you've got to repress the urges, which must be like really, really hard to be able to actually do that.
Yeah. And it's really hard as well.
I mean, what is it you do more? You're a builder, aren't you? Yeah. See, you'll know the same. Like if you're working in someone's house, I mean, obviously you'll be doing a lot of work outside, but if you're working in someone's house, as much as people should be comfortable with it, people should be understanding. They just don't know. Do you know what I mean? They don't understand it.
No, we do a lot of internal work as well. You know,
that's what I'm saying. And you wouldn't feel comfortable like shouting, Mary's got big tits or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
If you ever meet Matt, he has a tick, and if people stare at him, he'll turn around and go, if you keep staring, I'll do a trick. But that's him ticking. But that's his like defense tick, if you know what I mean.
Right.
We wish you could whack him in the balls.
Don't. He might be watching.
Yeah. If anyone ever meets Matt at Expo or something like that, if he turns around and says something like egg tap, run. Just run like fuck. Because you're going to get a nut tap straight at the balls like.
I knew this. So we were at Expo this year and we were all stood round. And as soon as somebody said it, that was me, I was cupping and ducking.
Didn't you do that in October as well? You did, didn't you? Yeah.
The best person for that one, though, was Jay, Live Vape and Chill. He went behind the silver stand and went, no.
As soon as we turned up. But this is kind of the reason we've done the show. This is kind of the reason we've done the show, kind of like the way that the vaping community has made me feel comfortable, feel welcome. It's probably the first community I've ever been involved in where I've felt like I can be me, right? And it's kind of about giving something back as well. The show helps me just as much as it helps everyone else. Do you understand what I mean? And it's just kind of making a safe place for people to go and not feel judged and be able to speak and share the stories and that kind of thing. You know?
The BBC ran a series that with is it 4? I don't know if you watched it, Sean.
The three guys.
Was it 3 of them or 4?
Yeah.
No, there was a couple of girls in there as well. I think one, and they sort of got them all together, and they found out that one tick was starting, the other one's tick off, and they ended up setting each other's ticks off. But then they found a way that they could actually reduce it as well by a bit with them being all together. I can't remember, it's because it's a while ago and I watched it now, but I can't remember how it worked. But they found a way of getting them all together, and it helped reduce their ticks.
Yeah, we're 10 times worse when me and Matt are together.
Yeah. I call it tick tennis.
Yeah.
It's unreal. Sometimes and it can be relevant ticks to each other. It's mad.
Mm.
Honestly, sometimes it can be totally unbearable.
It's like when I've still got a video of Aiden when we were walking around Expo, and I said these guys said a certain word, and Aiden went. I'm not going to say it because it'll set him off.
Not that one. Anything but that one.
The thing about it, though, is obviously the show that you've got on a Saturday as well is not just all about, obviously, people with Tourette's.
No, it's
mental illness.
Yeah.
People who are struggling day to day in their lives, which a lot of people watch it show, and a lot of people are around vaping as well. I hope they don't try and link that in the US. But the people who've got mental illness, you sort of back them up as well. We all know I suffer from bipolar, which is always absolutely fantastic with what you're doing. You've always got an outlet in your group and your show.
Yeah. Matt, if you ever meet him, he doesn't just have Tourette's. He suffers with PTSD. He's a type 1 diabetic. What else has he got? He has a few things wrong.
He's got OCD.
He suffers really bad with anxiety.
ADD.
I'm
ADD as well. ADD as well. ADD? What the fuck's ADD? ADD.
I thought you were saying ADD.
There we go. Ooh, add. I just say add. Add.
But the reason we started the show is Sean and Matt are my two best friends. We're all vapors, and no one tackles the mental health side of it all. So we do get guests coming on, sharing the stories and stuff. We had Lethal Coils who was in chat, and
I think he's been on twice.
Yeah, he almost had me in tears with his stories and stuff. And it's like a safe space for anyone to come in.
Yeah, it's almost like it's like a good platform for people to just be themselves and like Sean said, be comfortable around everybody and stuff like that.
We don't judge anyone. We welcome everyone with open arms.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? The more you can normalise it, and that's the environment to normalise it. So it is a normal thing. It makes it more acceptable, and not that it's unacceptable. It makes it more acceptable to those people that don't understand it.
Yeah.
It makes it more a normal situation. I mean, I've been I won't go into who it is, but exposed to mental health issues, and it's a really big thing. A lot of people don't realise what it's all about. And I said the more that you can get it out there, the more it can be normalised, the more people can see that it is a normal thing, that it affects more people than they expect. That for me, it's got to be a massive thing.
In October, we actually went. There was me, Sean, and Matt, and we all went as the Vaping Misfits, and we just went to make people understand and aware. And the amount of vendors and people that were asking questions, we were like, that's the reason we're doing it for.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about numbers or nothing like that. It's quite a small show, It's the amount of people that we've actually. We actually have like a few really regular people that come on all the time. We've got Emily Blue, we've got Chris Storm Tuner, we've got a lady called Torrell. We've got a few of them, and we've actually started a Discord server up as well, where people can, if they're having a shit day. The show's not on every day. Sometimes it's not even on every week. We try to keep up with trying to get a show on every week, but sometimes work commitments. You know yourself. You know what I mean? But we've created the Discord server as well, so that if people want to, they can come on. I've had a shit day, could do with a bit of banter, even if it's just a bit of banter, or they can sit and pour their heart out if they want to.
No one's good.
We're not trained professionals. Do you understand what I mean? We're not trained professionals or nothing like that. All we are is an ear to listen if you want it.
Well, Mo went on to Samaritans for an hour and 5 people killed themselves, so he's never going to do that again.
All they had to do was look at my face, and that was enough, Look, look at the state of him.
The thing about it is we all sit down here and we all have tough times. It's nice to go there, and you get all the drama in vaping, and you get quite a lot of it nowadays. But it's just nice to go to a place where there's no drama.
Yeah.
You're all there as individuals who have problems. We're not perfect in our lives. Everybody has their ups and downs, and to be accepted in one place, which I think that's what Sean was meaning in the expo sort of feel, as how we were. We all accept each other, and we just have a good old giggle.
It had to be the most accepting group of people I've ever been with. Honestly, it was unreal. You had Stan.
It made Stan's day because Sean just come up with a random tick and it stays now.
Yeah.
And that's every time we meet Stan now, he just giggles.
I'm gonna do it. Oh, fucking hell!
Go on, do it.
Be tenacious, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking bear.
Obviously, we were talking about as well some of the takes he had as well, when he was stuck trying to dive off a diving board, and it were
I was just stuck like that, wasn't I?
Just stuck for ages, just like that, and it were.
Yeah, because you can't get stuck in a motor tick.
You don't want to push the fucker off. Or...
It would have probably helped. It would have probably helped if you give us a little push. I was obviously stuck on the side of that diver board, and everyone just stood and fucking laughed.
Nice. Stuart Arrington, 10 weeks into vaping after 40 years of smoking and years of MH issues, obviously mental health. Watching and listening to you is such a fresh release. Thank you so much, mate. This is what we're here for, especially these two guys as well.
Well, I'm in the house.
Do you just see? Obviously, you're seeing the benefits of your actual show. So let's tell them when this show is on.
It's usually every Saturday, but sometimes it's not on due to work issues and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's usually every Saturday, but we are looking to change it to a Sunday at 9 o'clock but it might fluctuate from Saturday to Sundays, depending on times and stuff off. But yeah, if you want to head over to watch the show, just go over to my channel. If you want to subscribe, I'll be very grateful. And you will get a notification when we go live. And it's a safe place for anyone who
Matt has anal beads. Woo!
Who wants to tell any story. It's like people don't know 1 in 3 people suffer with depression. And
Yeah, the world's
anxiety.
changed the place.
Yeah,
What
it's,
do
a
you
good,
say there?
The thing is, cutting mental health.
it's a good thing you're doing, guys. It really is a good thing.
No one tackles it. And I thought, right, we might as well tackle it head on.
You know, I mean, people have done like the charity streams and stuff like that, but you know, how often do those occur? And I mean, you guys putting on a weekly show, obviously, like you said, being work dependent and stuff. It's a real good platform, and the group and everything. You know, it's spot on.
We are looking to do a charity show after Christmas, and the money will go to certain mental health charities. But that's something that we're proud of.
Yeah. I mean, me and Chris Empire did a 24-hour live stream, which was for Mind, which is obviously a mental health charity. And then,
that's one of ours as well.
Yeah, I think.
We've been talking about that with Simon with the show that we was.
Yeah.
I think about you happily come on. Anyone is welcome to come on, even people who's in chat. If they want to come on and tell stories and stuff, you're more than welcome. That's the reason we're going to do it.
It's good, man. It's awesome.
It's not just for vapers.
Careful.
Getting like big reviewers and stuff. No, we're not going to do that. Yes, they can come on. Anyone's welcome. But if any random person in the chat want to come on,
Doesn't matter who you are.
Doesn't matter who you are. We're all equals at the end of the day. And tell your story, and that's the reason for the show. It's like last week, not last week, the week before, we had Chuck Allen on, who was very massive advocate for in the States. He went totally off the grid for a couple of months, and if you watch the show, he'll tell you he put a gun to his head and started shouting and screaming to do it, and his dad walked in, and stuff like that.
I was nearly in tears here and that. But that's what I mean. It helps. Like people come on and say thank you for the show and all this, and we're not after thanks. You know what I mean? It like I said, it helps us just as much as it helps everyone else. You know, like I get a chance to vent every week when I do the show. I get a chance to vent. You know, Matt gets a chance to vent. Chris gets a chance to vent. Do you know what I mean? And it's a great way of knowing. It's a great thing knowing that I have this space where I can get some of my problems out and speak about stuff like that.
We're hoping to get Aidan on and obviously talk about his bipolar.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Since meeting people off the obviously the vaping community, which I got after I had a mini stroke, and also obviously my brother introduced me Solome. Make sure you get over to solome.com. I was so lucky. The group of friends I've got, and I've got quite a lot of us in vaping that I'm close knit to. They deal with me. I also have, whether you can say an alcoholic problem. I don't have an alcoholic. I do drink a little bit. So they deal with me in my bad times. They deal with me in my good times. I can be a little bit pushy and a bit funny now and again, and people deal with me. I'm not this confident person that you all think I am. You know, the reviews and how I come across. Simon will tell you, same when he's met me. I'm not that type of person. I'm actually quite introverted, and I'm not quite as sure as you think I am of myself. And it's part of your bipolar. I have ups and I have downs, and I have such a wonderful wife who deals with it. And I have to. Everybody will know this who's out there.
I'll second that. Like my missus gets me through everything.
My wife is amazing, and without her, I'd be nothing. With the fact of as well is sometimes for yourself when you've got really bad depression, you have to sleep. Your body just shuts off, and you have to go to sleep. Yeah. So some people might think you're just being lazy, man. But I sleep for 2 days, my body just won't work. I just can't do this. My brain won't work. It's all of a fuzz, and I just can't do the simple tasks. But to have somewhere to go is absolutely fantastic. You know.
I mean, I think I mentioned it on Savs when I was on about the fact that like 3 months before Expo, I went through a really, really bad time where I was gonna do the deed. You know what I mean? And I'd had enough, and I ended up on with a crisis team and stuff like that. I mean, they were amazing. You know what I mean? But with regards to partners and wives, I tell you honest, she's took some shit over the years. You know, and she's still there.
You've got to look at Simon's wife, who is absolutely brilliant, Ellen. She's an absolutely wonderful woman.
She is, yeah. We're complete opposites. I'm quite introvert. She's very extrovert.
Me and the wife are the same.
Problems like your bro as well, and she's an absolutely fantastic woman. I love her to bits. The day we did the iPad stuff about the diet,
she still talks about it.
If anybody could ever watch that was one comedy sketch between me and her. Did about Jehovah's Witnesses with iPads. It was just breakfast. The amount of people who were laughing. It was fantastic.
Brilliant.
Same as Bill Richards. Bill Richards, we met at the. You were there as well, Simon, weren't we? At the Collective in Doncaster.
Collective, yeah.
Yeah, we've all got a massive group of people. Right. Well, I'll tell you what, unfortunately, it's getting to that point of the evening. We're going to have to leave so other people can do their show. There you go. Do you know what? Ladies and gentlemen, she's absolutely fantastic. Make sure you get over to the Bitches on a Friday on Twitch. It's a show and a half and maybe a double show.
Tell tits.
It's a tits world, guys. Well, I've got a nice pair anyway.
Tits world. McNipples from McDonald's.
Aiden, just a quick question. You know that gardener? He's a very famous gardener.
Titchmarsh.
Yeah, what's his name?
No.
Alan.
Alan. Alan. Steve. Alan.
I'll tell you what, Big D tried to get him to do it earlier. Did you see it in chat? Big D tried to do it. So, yeah, my brother says it quite a lot on his channel as well. Alan! We're all right,
Alan! Oh, you're going to...
It's amazing
Sorry.
How your brain works. So
I want to bite you next time I see you, Ian.
Right, if you're gonna bite me then, right? Please make sure you bring an angry police car.
I'm an angry police car. Rah, 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 rah.
Sorry.
They pulled the triggers.
I don't even think an angry police car makes that noise.
No, I've never seen an angry police car.
The best one is when we were going down to Expo, right? And it was just talking.
I do not give a fuck.
And he was saying that.
Right. Oh, can you imagine it though? Can you imagine walking around and all these people are coming over to you saying, "Oh, do you want to try out?" I do not give a fuck.
The best thing is, can you imagine you getting pulled over?
Yeah.
How you remote?
I'm Alan.
Do you know you were doing 14 or 30? I do not give a fuck.
Sorry.
In my angry police car.
Yeah. Sorry. I have to get that in.
Well, we're going to pass. Oh, we went a bit jerky. That we're going over to the wonderful Mr. Coily, brother. I love you so much. Thank you very much for joining us. I know you've got a little bit overtime. I know you're stressed as out today.
Yeah, it was work. Yeah. So, no, thank you very much for a fantastic show. Thank you to Sean, Chris, Mobro for coming on as guests. It's been absolutely brilliant. I've learned a lot tonight, and it's been nice to sort of understand some more things that I didn't understand. It's been a really, really good show, and I think looking at the chat, that's been fantastic as well. And obviously, thank you to everybody in chat. We always say without you, there's no show. You've been absolutely fantastic tonight. Thank you to the wonderful Aiden for keeping everything ticking over as usual. Brother from another, I'll say brother from another lover then, but that's slightly more worrying than brother from another mother. And Mr. David Renshaw, Mr. Salford Vapor, we're missing you loads and loads. Love you lots. And
I
looking
wouldn't
forward
miss
to
the Mancunian, you know.
Eh?
I wouldn't miss the
I
Mancunian.
can't say that because I'm not. It's not Mancunian, but I work over in Lancashire every week, so I've got to be careful what I say.
No,
No, thank
it's
you,
a little
thank you.
inside joke for me, and he calls me a plastic Geordie, and I call him a Mancunian.
But no, thank you very much indeed. It's been a really good show. Thoroughly enjoyed
We're
it.
going to go over to our guest caster, our wonderful Mo bro. He is, obviously, we do the Savs together. He's a bro. I love him so much. Thank you so much for being our guest caster tonight. And just get the pot going, bro.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Nice to see Chris and Sean again. Good pair of lads there. And Aidan and Simon, always a pleasure to be on cast with you guys as well. And to everyone in chat, hello and goodbye. It's been nice to be on with you guys. Yes, indeed.
Mo, how many have we got of the beer streams, for Christmas? How many have we got left?
Streams. Yeah, so I have got the advent calendar right here. My beer advent calendar. 24 beers in here. I've got to catch up because obviously I was away for the weekend. So I will be doing another beer stream tomorrow night. So I'll be doing another 3 beers from this. Yes, indeed. So I'll do 8, 9, and 10 tomorrow.
Make sure you're sitting down, because if you're going to have 3 beers on the trot, just make sure you're sitting down.
I did 3 last night. The last one was 8.5%. Woof, that was a strong one. But yeah, 3 to do tomorrow night between 7 and 8 o'clock, somewhere around there on the Beer Stream Facebook page. So make sure you go check that out. It's good fun. So yeah.
Down to our 2 special guests, to Chris, True Vapor. Make sure you get over to his channel as well, people. Get him over that 500. Bro, thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, it's been a pleasure, thank you. And just to let you all know, I've gone past 500.
Hey!
Yes!
Congratulations, dude.
I am 503.
Nicely done, brother.
But yeah, thank you, Aidan. Thank you, Simon. And to you, Simon, no one appreciates what you've done for the industry. Prime example, the coily tool. And yes, I do use it all the time.
Thank you.
It has its pride of place just there. So when I do make the coils, it's
go buy one.
But also as well, the show wouldn't be the same if it wasn't for Sean and for Matt and all the people who watch it. I have a little thing for you. If you are feeling low, please reach out. Even if it's just a friend or a non-friend. Like I say, 1 in 3 people suffer with depression, and depression is your own worst enemy. So please just reach out to anyone. If there's a thing called the crisis team or the Samaritans, please just call them. And if you want to join us on the show, you're more than welcome. We'd love to see you on there. And yeah, thank you, Aidan. Thank you, Simon, for having us on the show.
Thank you.
Sean, it's your turn, bro.
Yeah. Obviously, good to spend some time with you again, bro. Mo and Aidan. Good to meet you, Simon.
Good to meet you, Sean.
Good to meet you. Thanks for having us on. Again, everyone in chat. Sorry, I haven't really been over there much, but I can't see you because you're miles away. I'm trying to stop the dog eating everything. Trying to stop the dog destroying me juices. So, but yeah. If you, by all means, come over to the show, have a watch. We'll have a chat. You don't have to have mental health problems to come over and watch. By all means, do you know what I mean? But obviously, come over. You never know when you're going to have one. That's the big point. So, yeah, see you all there.
Big shout out to everybody in chat, and it's been so lovely to see everybody talking about their own problems, their ins and outs, and a big shout out to both of you for not only saying about your own problems, about how things are. Thank you so much for sharing them with us. Both of you are really good mates. You know how much I love both of you to bits.
Turtle tips on toast.
It's so nice to be out there with you, mate. Chris, I remember the first time I met you at my first expo. And you've always been lovely to me, mate. And big shout out to you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries, Aidan.
You're an absolute star. And I know you don't need any taps on the back, but it's always nice for somebody to share their own problems, the way things are. It's not as easy as people think to just talk. It's not as easy. Big shout out to Mobro. Brother, thank you very much for stepping in for us. Big shout out to a brother from another mother, my one and only Mr. Coily. I love you so much. Dave, Salford Vapor, can't wait to see you back next week. It is our last show next week until after the Christmas break. It's going to be our Christmas sort of get-together. Simon Coily is going to be dressed in a bra, so it's going to be really good. All you people in chat have made it. Thank you very much to all our spanners. And don't forget to join us next week for Simon Coily in a bra. Good night. Peace, lads.
Peace, lads.
Bye.
Tilted.